Hello everyone and welcome back to another video with On Point Politics. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want more content just like this. And we can see that there's been a huge debate happening on X. This is the first time there's been a little bit of a rift between the Republican coalition where you have the America First types that want to preserve the American worker. They want to prioritize those people. And then we have some tech bro type people who want to kind of bring in a lot of foreigners into the country through the H1B system, through visas. And we're going to be talking about what's been going on the past 2 days or so. So facing backlash over his support for mass immigration, Elon Musk has said in response, white men are not getting hired and that we're just dumb. So we see Hugo Valle said white men are being hired anymore. A few months ago, I applied to work for X and noted on my resume that I was retired and didn't require any salary. I have a lot of expertise as a mobile developer, didn't even get a response back. And we see here Elon Musk said we're just dumb. So this could be taken a couple ways. I don't know if this was referring to, I'm pretty sure he was referring to white men, or he was referring to the didn't get a response back. I'm just trying to play a devil's advocate here, guys. I kind of believe that Elon was responding to the white men aren't being hired anymore comment. I'm pretty sure that's what he was writing back to, but it could also be that didn't even get a response, him saying, oh, we're dumb, like X is dumb for not even giving him a response. It could be possible that that is the case, but we don't exactly know for sure. But, you know, I do believe that we're just dumb was referring to the white men not being hired anymore. And he said, no, we need to double that number. Like yesterday, the number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the U.S. is far too low. Think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to record top talent wherever they may be. It was the whole team to win. Now, there's a lot of people that have this vision, but there's also people who just view America as a home. They view America as their home, and they think that having a lot of these people come here is just not going to be productive to the American culture because they don't think they can assimilate as quickly as other people may, or that there isn't even enough time for these individuals to integrate into the country. Now, there's a lot of debate about that, but I personally believe that there would be a big problem with a lot of these people assimilating because you need a lot of time in order to assimilate into the country. In any country, if I were to move to a different country, it would take me a little bit of time to assimilate to their culture. You know, so that's also the thing as well. And we have Vivek Ramaswamy, who also caught a lot of flack as well. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans is because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and we're serious. We're really serious about fixing the problem. We have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. And that doesn't start in college, it starts young. This, unfortunately, guys, to an extent is true. And this comes through a lot of the technology that's been produced, like the iPad and the iPhone. You know, this is somewhat accurate. We see here a culture celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. Now, this is a little bit controversial. I don't necessarily agree with this statement. I think that he's kind of really conflating it and making it way too simple. I actually think that a lot of people that are prom queens could be good at math, or people that are jocks could be a valedictorian. Like, him making this assumption, I think is not valid. I don't think this is the reason why this is the case. I don't think this is the reason why there's people that are not exactly motivated. And we see here a culture venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, or Zack Slider, or Screech and Saved by the Bell. Yeah, he was making some film references. Like, I don't even know that. Fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. Again, this is very, what can I say? This is like very, very specific story, kind of like this is just too specific to kind of generalize the entire broad story. You know, more movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more creating, less chilling, more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. So he's kind of just blaming it on, you know, and this to an extent is kind of true. I don't think the jock comparison and the prom queen thing is fairly accurate. I think it's just that there's people that are demoralized by the wages in the country. I just think that wages are growing higher. They're not catching up with the house prices that are rising, and everything's getting more expensive. And the longer that's been occurring, the more and more younger people are getting demoralized by that. I'm sure if there were jobs that had the wages necessary in order to sustain a proper living, a proper family, you would see a lot more people want to come to work. But making $100,000 a year in this country isn't necessarily even the most comfortable spot. You could be making a lot more once you get to about 500Ks when you're sort of even a little bit comfortable in the economy, which it was not like that many years ago. It just wasn't. And so that is the problem that's happening. Wages are not keeping up with housing prices or any prices at all. And the government's been printing money, and that is what demoralizes people. And of course, there is a part of the culture that recently laziness has been a part of it. But I really think that the whole wage thing and the whole prices of everything going up, I think that's a really big problem in the country that needs to be solved because it's demoralizing a lot of people. Most normal American parents look at skeptically at those kind of parents. More normal American kids view those such kind of kids with scorn. If you grow up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you will achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s who raise your kids according to model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. If we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. So we kind of saw what he said here, and a lot of people gave him flack. A lot of people. And it's true. Look, the Woodstock generation managed to build out aerospace. The one before we went to the moon, and America was doing great. Underlying your post that we're living under squalor until being rescued by H1Bs. Then why did you want everyone to come here? So, people are, look, see, my my daughter got a PhD and was a prom queen. She also cheered for the Baltimore Ravens while working at NASA as the world expert on the southern hemisphere of Mars. And she's white. Imagine that. So you see, that's the thing. There's a lot of people. We tried this during COVID. Control of America was effectively handed over to the Scrooges and Steve Urkels. It was not good. And you see, yeah, this is definitely a very, very heated debate. I don't agree with this at all. And then what's crazy is they have opportunist Nikki Haley come out of nowhere and just say, oh, well, actually, when I was governor in South Carolina, our unemployment went from 11% to 4%. And it was because she said that they hired workers and they trained people from South Carolina. The company started apprenticeship programs for high school and college students, paying them the companies, not the government. Today, South Carolinians are building planes, automobiles, tires, and they're building them as well. What is lazy for the tech industry to automatically go to foreign workers for their needs? If the tech industries need workers, invest in our education system. See, that is what we need to do. It's definitely true. And unfortunately, our school system sucks. It just sucks. They don't teach the skills necessary in order to do things like that. They just don't. They don't teach it. And if they do have classes, they're very poor quality classes most of the time. And then Elon tried clarifying his statement. Maybe this is a helpful clarification. I'm referring to bringing in via legal immigration the top 0.1% of engineering as being essential for America to keep winning. This is like bringing in the jockeys and whammies of the world to help your whole team, which is mostly Americans, win the NBA. Think of America as a pro sports team. And a lot of people criticized him. A lot of people criticized him for this. America colleges have turned out kids getting dumb and woke, and so it makes sense why we would have to bring in some badass immigrants who can do the jobs that Americans can't. I don't know how I feel about this. I think there's a lot of places where you can go and get a good education and not have an extremely woke culture. And of course, freaking Ed agrees, obviously. The American people don't view America as their sports team or company. They view it as their home. See, very, very heated debate about this. This has been going on for a bit. But then Laura Loomer came out, and you notice her check mark is completely gone. And she claims that Elon Musk has removed her checkmark because I dare to question his support on HB1 visas, the replacement of American tech workers by Indian immigrants, and I question his relationship with China. Now, this is a little bit debatable because it depends on the messages that were sent. He did make it very clear if accounts were viewed as spam that they'd automatically have their stuff reviewed. And I don't know how much she was spamming under his account because that could have been a problem, but it's definitely possible that this could also be the case too, because I've noticed a lot of people who have been very vocal have had their check marks taken away, which is kind of interesting. But he did make it very clear that whoever was viewed as spam in the system would be treated as spam and their accounts would end up being under reviewed. So that's also another thing that Elon had mentioned as well. So again, it is kind of interesting to see. Yeah, see, she didn't even change her picture. Yeah, this guy's wrong. She's had that picture for months. She's literally had that since the beginning of the year. But yeah, this is very interesting that she had her blue check mark taken away. I mean, I've been very vocal about the issue and mine hasn't been taken away. So it could have been because of spam. It also could be because of the fact that maybe Elon really is taking away people's stuff. And, you know, that's up for debate and we'll find that out on a later date. But I just wanted to kind of make this video to update everybody on what exactly is going on with the whole situation. And you've had both sides of the argument really debate their points. And this is good. And this is why Elon buying X was actually a good thing, because now we see that X is the most balanced, literally is the most balanced platform that we've had in quite some time now. You see Reddit is super duper skewed. Even as of this year, Reddit skewed like 2-to-1 Democrat, Instagram like 20 points Democrat, TikTok a couple points Democrat, which is kind of interesting. And then you got Facebook, which is actually majority Republican. I didn't expect YouTube or Facebook to be that. And you see X 48% Democrat to 47% Republican in party identification. So that is very, very interesting to see that the whole playing field has been pretty balanced out. And so, guys, that is pretty much it for this episode. I kind of wanted to just go break down everything that's been going on from, you know, major people in the space and what's been happening about this discussion. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And I will see you guys in the next video.